his schedule from the summer, right? Because I can see the date, it was July 27th. Literally, we have changed these schedules. I couldn't tell you how many times because the original schedules were before we had cohorts. So then they tried to separate you into cohorts. One of the catches with cohorts was trying to keep families all together so everybody's coming on the same day. You know, so honestly, the assistant principal, Miss Jones, who was doing all that, probably needs a vacation now, you know, because she's just worked so hard. But you follow the blue schedule. So if you got a white schedule, you throw it away. Remember, today you are going to classes 1, 3, 5, 7, right? So look on your thing. In fact, you've got a pencil. You might even want to circle what's first, third, so you don't look at the wrong one, because I promise you, I had people show up to the wrong class, okay? It's easy to do, okay? Career Academy, afternoon students. So if you go to the Career Academy, what you will do is when you end third period at 11:30, you head out front to catch the shuttle at 11:35. You will actually eat lunch over at the Career Academy when you arrive there, okay? So if you happen to have a Career Academy. So you're to the bus entrance. Did everybody come in on the buses, or you know where I'm talking about? Any questions? Okay. Because if I hit something, ask me, okay? All right, so where do I go? I don't know if she added this, but anyway. Okay, so first period, then we'll go to third, then you go to fifth, and then you go to seventh today, right? Okay, your schedule, however, reads 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Schedule changes. Schedule changes will only be completed if your student has already passed the class. I'm pretty much certain that you are all ninth graders and you haven't taken many high school classes yet. So feel pretty comfortable. Placed in the wrong level. I know that hasn't happened. I checked all of your schedules. Missing a required course of graduation. You're not missing that either. Ninth grade have to take an English, a math, and a science. Some of you are also taking a social studies, like an honors class. There's a honors in economics or honors in world history, and some of you might even be in some of those classes as well, okay? But I went through and made sure that all of you have that. You'll be graduating this year? Nope, not you, so I don't have to worry about that. And has a gap in your schedule, and everybody had classes all the way down, okay? If you were to meet one of these requirements, they should email their counselor for a schedule change. And this is the email. Just notice, whenever you need to see a counselor, they go by last names, is how the school's divided up, okay? So if you go in and it's weird and they say, what's your name, sweetheart? Okay, it's because they're getting your last name to know which counselor you need to go see, all right? Now, I want to add here, because I've got important information on the board as well. Number one, you remember over the summer, students had the option to sign up for virtual. We had like 2 different weeks. They gave a date and it was online, the application. You may not have known it, but it was communicated to your parents. At this point, you can still decide to go virtual. What they've done is they've no longer setting it like there was a closed time. Here's the reason. If one of you or somebody in your family catches this COVID-19 and comes down sick, you're going to be quarantined at home for 2 weeks, right? Everybody's heard you're quarantined. It's a 14-day process. You will have to still do your classwork while you're at home. That's not excused like you don't have to do work. You will still be doing work. Because of that, technically, at any time, people might be virtual for a few weeks and then back, right? But they're also allowing you, after you spend today here, you realize what it's going to be like, and you decide you want to be virtual and your parents are okay with it. Your parents have to call the school, talk to the counselor. Again, they'll ask your last name to know which counselor has your schedules, and they can set that up for you. So that is still open at any time if you decide you want to go virtual and not attend. Okay? All right. Let's see. Do not go to the counselor's office for schedule changes. Like, I don't like this class. I don't want to be in it. Sorry. This year of all years, it doesn't happen. Normally in the first 2 weeks, we can sometimes see if there can be a schedule change for people. Can't this year.
Good morning, Raiders. Again, we're glad you're back in your cohort 2. So you'll be back in class on Thursday. Today you'll go to first period, third period,
Okay.
fifth period. Where you meet.
Well, hopefully by then I'll be able to stay there.
Don't forget that the classes that you meet with today will have work that you need to do, throughout the next week. This is going to take a little getting used to, so give yourself some time, but don't fall behind. At this time, I'd like to have the pledge of the flag, so please stand for the pledge.
Like there. Yeah. We do this every
I
year.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America,
to the republic which it stands,
one nation,
one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. I hope you have a great day. Teachers, don't forget to send out the link or have the students complete the survey this morning during first period. Thank you.
All right, we're about to get to that in just a minute. So we usually do that. There's like a lot of announcements that come on. Mr. Oliver handles those classes, and the kids take turns being like, you know, the news broadcaster and stuff, and we usually do it there. I don't know if and when that's going to get going. So until then, I assume the principal will, unless she has some of the Raider ambassadors. Okay, the packet you just received down inside there, okay? You will have 3 COVID letters. Basically, it's a, what happens if somebody gets sick, if you have to quarantine, if it, right? Okay, there's 3, they're stapled together in there. You have a welcome letter. There's the school insurance form. That's one of those little bitty ones. Hold on just a second. Why don't you go to the master, Miss Stone, to the master list, and she can tell you where to sit. You can't sit yet until we get signed place because of germs. Sorry, not saying you have germs. I don't know somebody. Don't sit. No sit. Wait. There. Let her look to see where to put you. Okay. All right. Because we actually have you all seating where nobody else will sit in that seat the rest of the day. Okay. That's kind of why it's divided up this way. Okay, so the school insurance form was the little bitty kind of blue, whatever. All right, 504 letter. There's a letter in there. Basically, that's a letter that says, hey, my son or daughter, right, is highly allergic to peanut butter or to bee stings or something. It's the kind of things that we have to know medically wise. And so there's a thing that they fill out and they turn that in, okay? All right, discipline code. That's the little tan pack. It looks like that right there, that little one. Yes, okay, that's the discipline code. All the rules and all the trouble you can get into if you break any of those big rules. Okay. Spanish, I would go with. Okay, so the back of that, the very back page, has a place for you and your parents to sign. That is what you have to return. You see how this says return? So I need that signed and returned, okay? Technology form, permission to get onto the computers and things, get that signed and returned. Student handbook notification, there's a form, return that. Contact information, return that. Now, this one's important because I know already this year I have tried contacting some students and their family numbers are not correct. And that happens. Sometimes addresses change, we move, right? And they don't always get them updated, and we need that. If we go virtual, if we are at home 100%, you need to be able to talk to me. I need to be able to talk to you because this year, all grades count. If you don't get work done, you fail. No more of whatever they did last year, okay? All right. And then there's also a health information form to return. So that is what's inside that packet for you, okay? We'll get you one. Just a minute, she's getting you. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's good. All right. Take out your phones. 2 things. First off, in my lit class, yes, I use phones. I will tell you to use your phone. I'm going to ask you to get out your phone sometimes and look things up, okay? I want to add to this about the phone. If you like, whenever you have to write or do work by yourself, if you like to have music, I am okay if you create a playlist. But hear me, playlist. It needs to be an hour to an hour and a half long. Because if I give you permission to listen, you can take out the phone and you can start it. You can't sit there and keep swapping songs. It's a one deal. Then you just listen while you do work till you turn it off. Does that make sense? That is my expectation. This is not a time that you can take out a phone and just text anybody or whatever. Now, having said that, we've all gotten really used to texting, and sometimes even our families text us, right? So if you get something, an important text, you can see this is from mom or dad or grandmother or somebody, right? And you really should answer it. What should you do? Ask. Thank you. Yes. Simply ask, hey, whoever has texted me, can I please respond? And Ms. Stone or myself or Mr. Rodriguez will say, sure. And then you're fine to be able to respond and take care of whatever you need to. I know sometimes you'll get notes. I know a lot of it is, hey, don't forget you're riding the bus today, or Uncle so-and-so is picking you up, or whatever, right? Or even you have a dentist appointment, something, okay? So those are all things that's fine as long as you ask, okay? Now, with your phone, please take a picture of this. And hold on, I've got to hide this. You do not have to have an app. So take your phone, point it to that, and it should pull up a survey, okay?
Go to your camera. You don't even have to take a real picture.
Yeah, just put your camera up to it,
Yeah.
your phone and camera, okay? It's actually going to give you a survey, all right? No phone? Okay. So, Ariana, right? Is it working? Did it give you something?
If you do not have Wi-Fi,
Yes, sign into the Wi-Fi. So if you don't have to use minutes, you can use the Wi-Fi at school. It'll be like WCS. I don't know if there's GA in it too, but yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. How do you get that?
Okay. It is questions about if you have any type of technology, I think, at home is what they're asking. The whole thing is, if we went virtual, would you have a Chromebook or not? We're trying to get some refurbished, some older ones that we could let people use. But I don't know that we're going to get those, and we just need to know. If not, then I would know I have to drive to your house and bring you work. That's how it goes, right? Okay. Did anybody's not work? Did yours work? No? What are you?
It could be also, I mean, the Wi-Fi seems to be slow or
It could
not
be.
working.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a. She might be at an odd angle, so she needs to move in front of it.
Yes, sir.
It's just being slow.
Yeah.
This was the thing. There's supposed to be a link, but then I saw the link not working yesterday because it won't let you copy the link to somebody.
Did it work for you? No.
I don't know. Yesterday was the same. Some of them worked and some of them didn't. And
I think it also could be just the server.
Yeah, maybe we'll come back to it because I can't sit here probably and wait. So. Did anybody work? Yours worked. Yes. Yours did not. Back there, anybody? Yours did not. Right? Yours did not. Did not. Okay. All right. Well, we'll come back and try again. Maybe it's just Okay. So now we're going to watch the video we're supposed to show you about wearing our mask.
Hey Raiders, we missed you guys. We look forward to seeing you real soon. As Raiders, we always work together to accomplish things, and that's the Raider way. This year is no different. We all want to be face to face in school with the school open so we can see our teachers, our friends, and participate in activities outside of school. For us to be able to do that, we have to take care of each other, protect one another, and be part of the solution. So today I'm asking you to mask up Raiders.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now. All right, so before I move into this, I've got a few more things to take care of business here, and then we're going to start. All right. Does everybody know which bathrooms are open? Probably not. So on my little drawing, which is not perfect, but we're here, over here. That's all of us down in this area, right? So this is that big hall that goes all the way down to the glass doors. These doors to that doors, right? The big hall, right? So if you go out and come down, and this is where you come in from the buses to the cafeteria. This is the courtyard. Library's over here. These bathrooms right here, this is called the S. So this all comes together. Those bathrooms are open. Okay. If you're in the cafeteria, there are bathrooms in the cafeteria. They are open. You can go there. That's where the people from the gym are coming in to use when you're at health or PE, as well as there and a couple of the classes down the hallway. Then, if you're out on this big hall again, go all the way down like to the glass doors, there's bathrooms down there that are open for you, okay? That's the only ones. There are other bathrooms in the building, but those are all closed. They're keeping just those open so that our custodians can continually go in and keep those clean so that we're not spreading germs, okay? So that's where the bathrooms are. But if you forget or you're not sure where they're at, just stop somebody and ask where they are, okay? All right, other important information I've got over here. We will have fire drills. When we do a fire drill, we will actually all exit together and we will go down as a class together. That is different, and most of our upperclassmen are used to, we just go out and then we all find each other down at the football field, okay? This year we're not. They're actually making us so that we're not in groups all congregated together trying to get into and through the gates. So we're having to go down slowly together. We will all go to the football field if you're in my class, or if you're on this end of the building, go to the football field and we line up, okay? This class is actually down near the cannon now. So if you've been to a football game before, you would know where the cannon is. But if not, you walk with your teacher and they'll show you the first time that you go. And we line up, okay? When you leave this room, we're going to leave. You're going to turn to the right and then take another right, and it takes you back to the main hall. We're doing this because there's not hardly any classes on this side, and that side gets really crowded. So this is to keep you from being around too many people at one time. So you'll go out, and we'll go that way. Mondays, I've already talked about holidays, that if we're out on a holiday, right? So understand that if we're out on a day that you normally come to school, you'll still have schoolwork that you have to make up. All right, and then we'll get to that in just a minute. Okay. Now, we're about to get started. So the first thing I need you to do is to sign into your Chromebooks. This will be your school login. I don't know if they've assigned her one or not. Okay.
Is she on your roster?
Let me.
Yes, she was the Alex.
She's okay. She was just added like this morning. She wasn't on the roll yesterday. Yeah. I'm going to blank this just a second because let me get her last name off. Roll real quick. Let's see. Yeah, Allison with the C last name. Yes. All right, I'll turn this back on now. All right. She's going to help you with your login. Just a second. All right, did everybody log in? So what I want you to do, if you have not already done this, is now make sure that you're on Google like you were going to search for something. Usually it pops up like the Galileo page or something. Go to regular Google. And up in the corner, it'd be like up here, you have a waffle, is what they call this little grid. It's the waffle, right? Click on that, and that opens up a whole bunch of things. Go to this, Gmail. Okay? If you have not gotten into this before, you're going to see that you have all kinds of messages that you have been receiving. You had access to this since as long as you've been at the school system. You have used it. Oh, no. Now you go. Okay, you're welcome. Guest is for phones, and regular is for. You don't know yours? Okay. It should be your first initial, last name, and had numbers. Same thing you did in middle school. You don't remember? Don't try typing and see if it comes to you. Sometimes that helps, you know. Hold on, we'll see. Now, if you don't know your password, you can reset your password. Okay? Yes, so now go to Google.
Where do you reset your password?
It should be under, it says reset. Hers, she may have to set hers all the way up to her security questions and everything.
Yeah. It's not even letting her connect to the one. Because of the, that's going to be your username.
Okay?
But right now, until we set her up the password.
I guess, yeah, I have no idea what it'll take for that. So
We'll
she can
try
just
it
look.
later, okay?
How do you know which of their numbers? How do you to see that?
I can tell them it's actually the last four of their student ID.
Okay?
If
So,
they know that.
if they know
If
that,
they
yes.
don't know that, I can look it up and tell them.
Okay, so tell her your name. Dennis? Yes.
This is his last name.
Is it Solis? Solis, S-O-L-I-S, right? Yes.
It's 8404.
Okay, so first letter, last name. Okay, all right. For those of you who are already there, everybody else there, right? You're going to send an email. If you haven't done this, we must practice sending email because this is a major way to stay in contact. You go to your Gmail and you can find any teacher. You can even find your middle school teachers, okay? All they got to do is know the name and you start typing and it'll start giving you lists of options of teachers or people, okay? You can also find your classmates. So go to Gmail, you open it up, you're going to send an email. So you have to hit the button that says compose over to the left side, I think it is. It says compose. You click that, okay? You're going to type in, this is Linda Stone, that's Miss Stone right back there. This will be to her, to me, I'm Miss Hall, okay? So you can add two names to one, that's fine. In your subject, put your name. And then in the body where you actually type, like this is where you write your question or whatever, add your name, this class name, which is first period, ninth lit, and tell us 2 things we may not know about you. Okay? If you've already done it, don't do it again. Yeah. I know, I was gonna say, I had somebody in the class I remember had already done some things. You've already done it, just make sure you can find it on there and over that. Okay? I just need it once. Okay? If you don't know what you're doing, raise your hand, let us know. If you're not sure, a little help. We will gladly help. That's why we're here.
Yeah. Not flip.
Mhm.
And just 2 things about yourself,
Any 2 things about you that we wouldn't know.
which is broad because we don't know anything about you.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to.
So I'm gonna ask a question to any of you from Eastbrook. Eastbrook, how many of you know Mr. Hall? From 7th grade? Mr. Hall, that would be my son. Really? And his wife just started this year. She's teaching at Career Academy in chemistry. Yes. That would be him, yes? Yes. There you go. Yes. So that's something you would know about me now. Okay. Send the email, yes? Or working on it. To Miss Stone, Miss Hall, your name, class name, 2 things. And this is forever there. Keep in mind that you get messages all the time. We can send you messages. Okay. Usually if you start typing like Linda or Stone. Yeah, you remember when they had to set their passwords? I bet she has to do that whole setup of password. But I would think it would take her to that.
It just logged him in when I did forgot password.
Okay.
But I just
So
put
you'll
in
do-
the password. That's it.
Yeah,
You'll type in
the
this
birthdays and things.
and this.
So we could try that and see if they made one with her birthday.
Sure. This one's still not connecting to Wi-Fi.
Did somebody try to connect it to guest? That's what one of these were over here trying to connect to guest instead of the
It's
regular.
asking for her. Regardless. Yes.
That's why, because it's trying to go to guest, make it to the pack. Because we said guest for phones, and so it was trying to log into guest.
It wasn't letting me.
I had to like hold it, get it moved to the top. Yeah, and then try again. Okay. Your name.
But the whole
Class name. 2 things.
that's okay.
Very good. Okay. Cool.
I'll leave it right there.
All right. Everybody else has got this. You're almost finished. Okay. So moving on. This is some of the things that take a little longer because we have to get everybody on, and sometimes there's people who can't connect or whatever. Also realize our Wi-Fi is not usually too bad, but this year everybody's having to do all things digital. Every assignment I give you has to be digital. I can give a hard copy of it too, but I have to make it digital. We are required because at any point, if they say tomorrow, oh, we got too many people, so everybody go home, it has to already be set up digital. That is my lesson plan. Every teacher here is required to do it, including health, PE, everything. So just understand, all right? All right. don't want to rush it. Just now with your phones, sending me a text and Miss Stone a text. So what I want you to do is I want you to take out your phone. I want you to add me to your contacts, right? And the number. And then you're going to send me a text. Then I want you to add Miss Stone to your contacts and send me a text and send her a text. Here's the important thing. This is in your phone with your contact, okay? At the end of the school year, I'm going to remind you, hey, I'm in your contacts. You can get rid of it now, and you can get rid of it, okay? I will not have your number except when you send a text. And in your text, you're going to send me and tell me your name and that you're in first period. That way, if you have a question and you need to send me a text, you send a text, I can scroll back to this first one and see who's talking to me, right? Because I will not be saving your number. But you must put me in your phone so that you can text. In case Google is down, you can't email, this is a way to contact me. So take your phones and add this, please. Okay? So, phone, contact, me, number. Yes? Don't try calling us. We're not going to answer because we don't know your number. All right? You know how you get the spam and the crazy things? So don't call us. Send a text. Okay? And we will respond to you. But you need to add this to your phone so that you can ask questions. You've already done it. You don't have to do it again. But if you haven't, do that. This is the thing that probably worked actually best when we went home at March. The number of students who could just drop me a note and say, hey, I don't understand something. And then we could talk, or then we could get on the Google Classroom. Or, hey, I got a question. You know, if they're still doing soccer or something, right? You know, whatever I would know, they could ask. And so that's why we're doing this, okay? If you don't have your phone or don't have it with you, if you want to take down the number to add later, that's fine. This will be in Google Classroom in the slideshow that'll be posted, okay? So, all right. So you'll send a text to both of us just saying, you know, this is Jaden in your first period class or whatever. This is Ishmael. All right. So this is for your phone, right? You need your phone. Contact me number, Miss Stone number. I understand some of you may not have minutes, and so if you can't hook up to the Wi-Fi, if you take down the number or take a picture, then you can do this later as well, right? So another reason why I say phones, I'm okay in my classroom, because sometimes we put work on the board and say, people say, can I take a picture? And I say, yes, take a picture. They are tools. In college, we really use our phones a lot. Okay, everybody's at least got the number in now, right? I can move forward. No, I don't want to turn it off. Got it? All right, good. Got it? All right, great. Okay, now remind. You may want to join on your phone or through the computer or both. Join our remind class. Okay? You're using your phone. You text like this is the person you're texting to, and that's what you send as a message if you want to use your phone. Otherwise, go online to Remind. Go to Remind. This is the code to join. I need you to join Remind. I'm not going to blow up your phones with lots of reminds. But if Google's down, it's another place. You can actually send questions to me or to your classmates. They in turn can send you notes. Okay? Remind. This is us. That's your code. D29BA44.
Again, if you don't have service, take a picture of it.
That's right. Take a picture. And it will be in the Google Classroom. It'll say Google Slides. It's what we're looking through. That'll be posted there. You can always go back and find it again. Okay? Working? Everybody okay? Take a picture. Join. Fine. Like I said, I'll have it. Let you set your name up and stuff if you haven't joined your mind before. You've done it before at another school, it might find your information and then put you in here. This is the whole sign-up day. This is what I said. This whole day is a sign-up. I just want to know, I can talk to you. You can talk to me. Doing it, so. Don't forget though, you can join your minds like through the computer too, and it'll send you emails. Parents can join that way too. If they don't want to do a phone number, you can actually do it and get an email as well. Okay? All right, let me move through those. Is everybody familiar with Infinite Campus? This is our grade book and attendance, right? And you should be able to access that and check it. This is important. We're going to talk about it in our syllabus, but you know, for high school, everything becomes different. You're all in ninth grade and you're just starting. In high school, you don't move up by grade level, okay? You move up by the number of classes you have passed. If you don't pass ninth lit, you will not graduate. You will not become a sophomore, junior. You will not until you pass ninth lit. And the math, and those are lists. So what happens now is we have a list of classes and we must check off passed. Pass ninth lit, pass 10th lit, pass 11th lit, pass 12th lit. Yes, all the Englishes are done. Does that make sense? So everything now is based on each individual class, and you have to pass certain very specific classes, and you have to pass a certain number of classes in order to graduate. Every class is individual by itself. If you're here most of the day, but let's say you have to go to the dentist like once a month, you know, some people have braces, they have to go once a month. You go to the same class every month and you don't bring in your note, you're going to end up failing. Because you get, after you have 11 unexcused absences, you failed the class. I don't care if you have 100 absences. Okay? So just understand that each class individually is separate. It doesn't matter if you were here most of the day. We take attendance at each class separately. And that class's attendance is what counts as part of your passing that class. Does that make sense? Question? You're going to hear me tell you this a lot because freshmen forget this a lot. Okay? And I'll remind you. All right. Google Classroom. Go back to your waffle. Was she able to get in at all? No. Now go to Classroom. You will have done this 4 times by the end of the day if you haven't already done it. Okay? So everybody got there. It's going to next hit the plus sign. And it'll give you this box, right? And then I'll put up the code. Right there? Ready? That is your code. You might be trying to join your phone. I'm joining your phone, yeah. If you haven't done this at some point, you should try to actually add all the apps that you use in school to your phone, and then you can access it. So in Google, right, there's Classroom, there's Docs, there's Sheets, there's Meet, there's, right, you can have all of that on your phone. And then even if you use a computer sometimes, but if you want to use your phone to check, hey, did I finish that? You can go in and actually look on your phone, right? And each one of them are apps, and you can have that, and you can actually get it all grouped together in a area on your phone. Okay, everybody in? Let me go through because I just did them all together. Okay, now you're going to take a survey in Google Classroom. Let me show you where we're at. Alright. When you log in, it should have looked like this. Is that what you got? Some form or fashion? Yes? So this is the stream. This is a place where we can pass notes to you, right? Questions. You can ask, comment. You know, I don't care. Is it raining today? You know, is the soccer game on? I don't know. You can talk to each other there. Okay. When you look for work, all work will be here. There'll be nothing about work on the screen pretty much. Okay. And this is where we're at. Week of August 31st. Right? And then under it, you have these things. Notice, that's the black slides I've been showing you. There's where you sent the email. There's your phone contact, right? Okay. There's the remind. And now we're up to here. So go to 6, student survey. Click that. And go fill this in for me, please. When it asks for email, it is your email here at school, okay? If you haven't already. Most of got to be something. By the way, you've noticed water fountains are closed. If you have something that you want to put water in to drink, I keep water right back there behind Ms. Rodriguez. There you go. All right, so you can fill it up and it's full, so it's got a filter into it. I'm going to get out of this. We finish with student surveys, we will go on to the syllabus. You already done yours? Yes. All right, go back to classroom. It was in classroom, okay. There you got it done. Go back to the wall. Okay. Join mine yet? No. Okay, so hit plus. Okay, I'm going to put it up here in the screen, and that's where you type it. Okay, so put your cursor there. Let me get the code for you. Hold on just a minute. They don't need this screen. That's what you need. Okay. Like this. Yes. It's not a 50. I think it's the letter O. Okay, now put joint. Oh, well, let's see. Did we leave something out? Hit OK. Let's check. GSLCA. Oh, yes. There you go. Hit hard. Okay. GSLCA50. Now try it. Don't sit there and be lost. Let us know, okay? Classwork? Perfect. Now, go down. We're on number 6, student survey. Click, yes, sir. Okay. Click that. Now fill in the blanks for me, okay? Good job. I'm sorry, we have to just wait. You can at least watch and see, right? And Ishmael's bored, but it's okay. And Alexia got her things done, so she's on it too. That's okay. Let me know if you finish the survey, okay? Next thing we're doing is going to quickly go through the syllabus, and then you're going to sign that you've heard and read the syllabus. Yeah, sure. What's up, sweetie? Do they not have one? You don't know what it is? Okay. So right now, put I don't know. But then if you can go home and get it, you can actually go back in and refill it. Okay. For those who are finished, quick questions. Everybody, do you know what bus you ride? No? Okay. So Ms. Stone can help you right now, but you can also ask at the end of the day. So, I saw her messing with the bus fee, so. So Alexia and Ishmael should go ahead and
What's your address?
Okay. Just move a little bit. Okay. Yes. Yes. Oh, it won't submit it. Right. Crop that out, pick that out, put yours in. I think it's because I didn't leave spaces too, but just put yours in for the moment. School will be fine, yes. Okay. Done? No. How are you doing, sir? Okay, your email was what you just typed to get in. Remember? Your initial last name and your 4 numbers. Just gave it to you, right?
What is it? Uh,
So, was it that? Remember what your numbers were?
Anybody else on this side?
Hmm?
What's your address?
84?
La Vista?
Do you remember what his 4 numbers were? He doesn't remember.
8404.
Okay, and then it's at Brookfield County Schools, Georgia.net. That's your whole email, okay? Yes, no spaces. No spaces, okay?
Right there. And actually, it says it's permanent.
Okay. So the next thing you're doing is the syllabus. So if you're finished, you can go to the syllabus. Notice you're going to fill this out in a few minutes. This is one for your parents to do. It's here, but it is also at our website. I'll show you in a little while. There's 2 places. Or you can sign, we can give you a hard copy if you think that'd be best. This is the one you want to open. First period. It will look like that. Okay. Go back. So it's this one right here. I'm not rushing, so finish. Did you get yours to submit that time? Good. All right, let's keep working.
Big bus. No.
Do you know how to get home? Bus? Do you ride the bus? Yes, okay. Who's going to? I'll check with Dennis.
Schedule. Address.
Do what?
No notice.
Maria. What's your street name?
Circle, something circle.
My notice.
All right. So what it's not like. So we're at the number, right? What you doing? Okay, and Brookfield County Schools, PA, right? And then it was dot. Missing the dot. See how that looks all together? That's what you want to do, okay? All right.
Good. Andy Lane. Do you need your bus? No.
I'm probably going to hit some parent things he might not know.
Okay.
That's what usually people run into. Okay. And then I'll be glad to go over the syllabus. Okay, syllabus, yes? Syllabus is a kind of like a contract. It's this is what I'm going to present to you. This is what you're going to do this year. This one's weird this year because it's this year. Okay. So the first thing is all the information, things you already know. So contact information, how to sign up for Remind, all of that. Now we have class expectation. And the biggest thing I have, my expectation for this year is that everything that we do is going to constantly change. Just going to change. What we think we're doing this week might change in 2 weeks. I actually live up outside of Chattanooga. And so their school system is Hamilton County. They started school doing things like we're doing, where just certain people are coming 1 day or 2 days a week, right? And they've now announced that they're going back to 5 days a week. But then if they start having more of the COVID, they'll cut back. I mean, they're literally changing depending on the numbers of people in the county. I mean, they've got it set by that, okay? That's my example to tell you things may change. We may do this all the way to Christmas. We may go, all virtual. We might change again. I really don't know. All right. I'll tell you this though. As things change, and I know, I'll let you know. But understand that anything we posted, like in Google Classroom, might change. Why? It might change because suddenly what we're doing in school has changed. Okay. If you have ever done some work and something changes on that, I'll never not, it's not a punishment. You'll get credit for it, okay? Does that make sense? If something ever has to change and you're like, but I did that, great, it'll be extra credit. No problem. I mean, it's not something to stress over, okay? But I am saying that here, as we approach this school year, I want to acknowledge this will be a different year from any other. I wish I could say to you, this is the plan, this is how we will do it. But the fact is it keeps changing. Because of that, everything we plan, they change at a moment's notice. As my March can attest. So, my disclaimer, I'm letting you know, anything posted in Google Sites, Google Classroom, Emoji Classroom, any other location or document may be changed without notice. Meaning, I can't tell you beforehand it's going to change. I'll let you know when it changes, okay? Hopefully, those changes would be the getting back to normal. Everyone's here. We do not have the social distance kind of changes. But currently, it's just as likely to go in the other direction, and we could find ourselves working from home. In either case, we will be working hard to adapt lessons, cover material, and complete assignments as required so we can make the grade and pass it. Supplies, real quick. I suggest to all ninth graders to get one of these. Put dividers in it, put paper in it for every class, and have one thing. Even 7 composition books get heavy. If you go to a class and they want something very specific, they'll tell you. But even sometimes a composition book could actually be put in here, So you could have it all together and you can keep everything. Okay? That is my suggestion. It's not a have to. I'm just telling you, you don't have a locker, you can't leave things in, right? So that works. That with dividers. I would suggest you go ahead and have your own little set of colored pencils, scissors, glue stick, anything you might use to make things. We have them in class. We're going to be very cautious on how we share those, and then we have to decontaminate those to make sure there is no spreading of germs to the next class, right? So if you have your own, you have your own. Okay? So it's just a good idea to have. The other thing I do suggest is that you're going to probably want earbuds or headphones with a mic, because everything's virtual. So they may have some of you watching videos at some point, and you need to be able to listen. The person next to you might actually be watching a different video because you're going to do some type of discussion with it later, right? So just saying, that is one of the things that they suggested. I know the math department is like telling everybody, you need to have earbuds. Okay? So just understand something. It don't have to be fancy. It can be something just as long as it works. $2, $3 from Walmart. And a little mic in case you had to record yourself saying something as an answer. Okay? Because we're going to be using tools where you're going to be creating things as assessments. Okay. I also suggest something that you might could refill for water, to have water and carry around with you, a water bottle. You can have your own personal hand sanitizer and a couple of masks. Great. We will not have another time period like last spring where students were not held as accountable for schoolwork. Quote from the principal. Okay? From this point on, grades count no matter where we do our classwork. Whether you're here, whether you're at home, whether we're in between, like you're going to be, a day in between classes, everything counts for grades. Grading policy that's coming straight out of your handbook, I've copied there. Biggest thing you need to know is that in this class, we have 4 categories. Assessments, that's like tests, right, and projects, assessment. Composition, that's writing. Makes sense? You've done writing in English classes, okay? You're going to have classwork, or think of it as coursework. That's daily things, whatever we may be working on, right? You'll get a grade for having signed into everything. Simple 100, coursework. Then there's vocabulary, and that's 10% of your grade. And that is a program called MemBeam you will be signing up for. If you have older brothers and sisters or cousins, you've heard of MemBeam, and you know they sometimes don't like it. But it's 30 minutes a week that you have to do. Normally, we build it into school time. You can do it on your phone, okay? You can do it on a computer at home. When you are here on Wednesday, you will have a class that you go to called Tools for College Success. It's basically a digital learning class. It's going to give you access to computers and time so that you can do things like MemBeam. Every teacher knows that every student who attends Southeast High School has to do MemBeam. It's a requirement. Everyone does. Okay? That is also, though, you have to do 30 minutes every week, and there'll be quizzes every other week. It's spelling. It's what it is. It's a spelling kind of test, comprehensive spelling, learning new words. That's 10% of your grade. Okay? So letting you know, you have to be prepared for that. We'll sign up for it in a few minutes. All right, this little place here, remember where I talked about earlier, saying that if you're here on Tuesday, right, tomorrow, your day you don't come to school, you ought to do all of your schoolwork, so that then when you come Wednesday, it's fresh, you get those assignments, do those on Thursday, be done, right? That's what I talk about right here. I do have this in dark print. If I give you a paper copy of an assignment, something that you have to do like this, right? And you turn it in instead of us taking a picture and doing it digitally, it'll sit in one of those boxes back there. It has to sit for 72 hours. It's just a way so that we're not sharing germs. Okay. Infinite Campus is, of course, where I'll put grades. If you do not turn an assignment in, it's considered missing. Maybe it's late, you haven't got to it, you've forgotten, maybe you're absent, but you haven't turned it in. And I go to grade and I don't have it, I put in missing, which puts a letter, a little M, it's a missing, that's what it does. But when the computer program figures your average, every one of those missing grades counts as a 0. So see, you could have a 90 average and you weren't here and you missed, and I put in a missing grade and suddenly you drop to a 70, that could be why. Okay? When that work is given to me and I get it graded and put in, right, the grade will go back up. But understand, missings always count as a 0. Right? So another reason I want you to encourage you to stay on top of all your assignments so you don't get too many zeros because something's missing, you have to turn it in for class, whether it's mine or somebody else's. Okay. Progress reports there. Assignments. All assignments will be posted in Google Classroom. This is where I keep saying it is kind of virtual. It's all going to be there no matter what. The kids at home are not doing anything different. You and they are all doing the same thing. Okay? All right. I've given you all kinds of ways to get in touch if you have any questions that you need to ask. In this class, we're going to read from a variety of sources. Okay? We'll have short stories. I don't know if we're going to do complete novels, but some of the novels that we would look at would be the Odyssey. We would look at Hunger Games, Animal Farm, Lord of the Flies, and then when we're done, House on Mango Street. Those would be some examples that we would at least do parts of. In a normal year, we usually read them. So we'll just see. Our drama will either be Romeo and Juliet or Much Ado About Nothing. We have to do a Shakespeare play. Okay? But then we're going to have informational text, we're going to have poetry, we will do analysis of things where we talk about theme and stuff, figurative language, all the things that you've had in English before that go away. We'll be doing writing, we will do grammar through a program called No Ready. We will do our vocabulary through Membean, and we will at times have books that we are reading outside of class. Discipline, real quick. So typically I don't have problems with discipline. We keep moving, we tend to have a good class. Most everybody is here to get their things done. But if something's going on, I usually give a first verbal, call you by name, right? Say, hey, stop that, or what's going on, or, warning with the phone. Because you get a warning. Now if it's a phone issue, first time warning, second time you put it on my desk, we talk after class. If it's the third time, it goes to Mr. Lintex, up to him what he does with it after that. Usually he keeps it and your parents have to come get it. He won't give it back to you. It'll go to his parents, okay? That's the whole cell phone, so don't let it be a problem. You're unsure if you can use your phone, ask, hey, can I use my phone right now to listen to music? Always best to ask, right? Okay. But anything else, verbal, I will say something. Then, if I write your name on the board, it means, or I'll say, talk to me after class. We're going to talk about what's going on and why, what we can do about it. If it continues a problem, we contact parents. I can call.
No.
I can show up at your house.
Special needs or concerns.
No reason not to. I know where you live. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But typically what I do is if I have a problem and we have to talk to your parents, if you are failing this class, we will use your phone. You will call your parents while we are together. We'll text them and say, I need to talk to you. And then you will explain to them what is going on, and I'm there for them to ask these questions. That's how I handle parents.
What is more
Parents hear from you. Okay? All right. Lastly, then, of course, is office reports. And that's where it depends, Mr. Lindet. takes care of all of this. Attendance. I've already told you once, but please, if you're out, bring a note. That's simple. Turn it into the attendance office. You don't have a homeroom to turn them in anymore, right? Turn it into attendance office. Okay? I don't care if you're out in one class. Bring a note. Turn it in. All right? 10 unexcused absences is the total. So if you hit 11, you automatically fail. Okay? So many tardies, like 5 tardies counts, they start building up. But as you get tardies to class, which is the bell rings and you're late to class, first week they're giving you time to find everything. But after that, they'll start, tardies will count. You'll end up seeing the assistant principal. She'll give you a warning, then she'll put you in ISS. You'll do your work there. Okay? But after a certain number of tardies, that actually counts as a whole day off. I mean, a whole day of unexcused absence against you. So, all right. Let's see. This is all about live getting onto Google Meet Live because we have to treat it like a school. I hope that we're going to have a safe and fun year. Ms. Simon, Ms. Rodriguez, and I look forward to getting to know each of you. We do. I hate that this is the busy day. It's just business, but it's the business day. We have to do it, and we're done with it. Okay? Every class I've ever taught, everywhere, and every school has requirements. So, all right, now what I need you to do, classwork, go to this, student 2020 syllabus Google form, this one, click that button. It's real quick. It's going to your name, phone number if you have a number. If you receive text messages, and I call number and syllabus. That's why I'm keeping you from anybody else who has the same name or whatever. I give you some different contact number. Sometimes it's funny the number of people I have on the same name. If you already done it, you're fine. I will collect those. Come down a little spreadsheet. This one over here is where I can get your parents for them to see the syllabus, but it's also on the Google, on my Google site. I'll show you where that's at too, so you don't have to put them in Google Classroom. Parents don't have access to Google Classroom unless you give them the code, okay, where your actual assignments are. We usually pop it in that. Okay, if you're done that, you will be going to number 8 next here. We've got 2 more things to sign up for and we'll be done. Okay? Before you do the assignment, please just do this. So you're going to go. I'm sorry. It won't let me show you this anymore because I've logged into it so many times. Okay? But you click and then it's going to ask. So you sign up with Google. It asks, you're a student or not? Sometimes it asks that. You say, yes, I'm a student. And then you sign up with Google. So click Google. And then you got the code. And the code is right here. See that? Smart Ant 7. That will be the code that you'll enter. Smart Ant 7. Like the little fruit. You can try it.
You receive text messages?
I had the weirdest experience last night. Like I was getting ready for bed, so I was brushing my teeth. I was flossing my teeth. And I had a bug fly into my mouth. It was disgusting. Then bitty 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 bug. It almost looked like an ant. It was little. Flew in my mouth. Anyway, my cats come and looked around the corner to see what was going on. My husband and my son did not. Okay. No ready. And you signed in. Everybody join it? Yes, yes, join, yes. Ariana, join? Yes, good. Okay. Go down to Membean. Let's join it too. So go back to class first. Go back to the classroom. You're going to sign in for Membean. Okay? Right there's your code for Membean. So you can copy and paste that in. When you get to Membean, it has something called calibration. Membean, yes. MEMBEAN.com. Click on this, but it doesn't have my code.
So just open up the other tab.
Membing.com/enroll.
Right in that. First one.
Yes, I can make it clear.
Sorry.
Here, I might have it here.
No.
There it
Go
is.
ahead, sign in the Google.
Right, yes. There's your vending code. Bigger. SASQACU. Down at the bottom there, sir. Now, once you log into Vending, it says something about calibrate or calibration. You can click that and you can go ahead and do that. It'll be a few questions. It's going to just get a quick idea of what vocabulary you know or don't know so that it can place you. Okay? You can do that. When you finish with that, you can go back to No Red Ink, and there is actually a diagnostic and assessment for you to do. It's 20 to 30 questions. It's about things like grammar to see, again, what do you know, so that it's going to know how to, you know, what to look for improvement. Those are two things. You do not finish those today. These are part of your homework to make sure you've got this done and to make sure the No Red Ink is done. I will add that in as under our Google Classroom that it's now homework. Okay, make sure you've done it. Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. Usually we hang out beside, but a lot of times, you know, you can have classmates right beside you and you can ask classmates, and people can't see your screen now. It helps you sometimes. What was it on? No Ready? Or
Okay. Okay.
And then, no, he needs an account. And that will take him.
Okay, so he needs to just put in that book.
Yes. The Sasquatch is what it makes me think of.
Sasquatch.
When I
Yes,
say
know.
Sasquatch.
And then he needs to have box.
I think so, yes.
Okay.
But I haven't tried it without. I just that's how they gave it.
No, now you can go to No Red Ink and do the one that's on. Which looks like
The calibration shouldn't take you long, and then you go to No Ready.
you have to take pictures of stuff you want. Okay. That's very good. I know you've already done some of the stuff, so.
So he does not have an account.
No. Okay. And then log in with Google.
So that's the assignment. Okay.
I believe it's all. Has the word or not.
Yeah, it's a real quick, just remembering. It's a real quick little. You know this word or not kind of test.
Do you know that word? You do? What does it mean? It's fine if you don't know it.
Yeah, it's going to get. It, in fact, it will give you words eventually you don't know. That's the idea. It's trying to find the words you do not know. Okay, so just be aware.
So if you say yes and you don't really know that word, you just made it really hard on yourself. Okay.
There was a syllabus. There's No Ready. That's the last. So when you are in our classroom, I just want to pop back up. Notice below where we were just doing all these classes, classwork is a section called resources. And all of these take you to different things, right? So this was our virtual open house. If you haven't gone to that, this was particularly for freshmen who haven't been here, because normally we have in the evening that all the freshmen and parents can come and tour the building with some of the Raider ambassadors, and you meet your teachers, and and we don't get to have that. So they created this for you. There's some information from Ms. Penley. There's a welcome letter. That's our principal. Information about when school starts, the mask up video. This will take you around the building, so you can just look at it and see. That's your first day packet. That's all the information you just got in the little folder we gave you. Okay. There was a contact information here. You can do that there instead of filling it out. So your parents can go online and do this here if you would like. Okay. And that's in your Google Classroom, so you can get to it. Here's where virtual meet your teachers. All of your teachers have their own website. So this is mine and Ms. Stone's and Ms. Rodriguez is here. Okay. So this is the first page. It's just going to have some resources and contact that you've already done all of this. So all of these links help you. They all go to things that can help you there. Those links are active. This is our class. All right. Ms. Rodriguez, her office. Here's our calendar. There is the syllabus for your parents to read. Here is a sign-up sheet for them saying they read the syllabus. Here's stuff for the virtual learners. Okay. And this also is kind of if you're virtually learning, but if you're at home, here's also a kind of how to do everything for parents. That's for K through 5. Here's middle and high school. Okay, so those are all there. Again, that's here. It's all through here. Okay, that you have options to do this. And whenever I make videos on how to do something, we put them down here. So then if I think it'll help you, I will also put it with the assignment. Say, hey, you might want to do this. Okay. So notice, no red ink. Finish that Nimbing. Open. Nimbing. Do that. And then you have a homework assignment here. If you think you're going to have problems now, I need to know who needs a hard copy. Because what you're going to do is, this is a PowerPoint. And normally I show it in class. And you have a fill in the blank sheet that goes with it. Okay? So if you can do this at home, feel free. If you need a copy, they'll let me know now. Anybody think you need a copy for at home? Dennis, you want a copy for home? Anybody? Just in case?
We weren't sure if you had the copy.
Good. Okay, well, let's be sure, and then if you don't need it, you can bring it back. Cool. All right. Yeah. So, see, because I've just printed out the slides, right? And this. I do tell you in the homework, though, I show you how to make a split screen. Does everybody know how to do a split screen? You know what I'm talking about? It's the coolest thing. You can make your computer have 2 screens at once. It's like having 2 monitors. And so if you open it, you can have the PowerPoint on one, and you can have the questions on the other, and then you could go through it and type the answers as you go through. Okay? So, the thing is, it's hard. I can show you on this, but if I show you on this, it's for a PC, not for a Chromebook. Okay? If you have a Chromebook at home, you hover over this. You see up here where my mouse is, right up there in the corner? You hover over that, then it'll kind of click. It'll give you a right arrow and a left arrow. And if you click on that, it moves the screen. When you're on a PC, you actually come down here, and there's actually, I clicked just in that bar, not on something. And you see how it says show windows side by side? There's one of the windows, right? Typically what I do is, because I move it over here, because all of my stuff's over here, right? And then I can go here. Okay. It'll put a tab here, and I can move it. Now I can open those up, right? I can make them a little bigger. I can bring it all the way down, right? See? I can do that. Now, the other thing I can do is, instead of doing that, I could actually grab one of these Got it. So see, that could be your PowerPoint like that is, and this could be your question. Okay? This part here that I just did work for the Chromebooks too. That part. All right, and then when you're ready, just select it. All right, so just say that's helpful. All right, we will probably be leaving shortly, the next 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so hit a stopping point on something that you're working on. If you didn't finish something, finish it. Please, in the baskets near you. Take an alcohol prep pad. Open. Yeah. And wipe off your keyboard. It's a little prep pad, very little, very small. I know it doesn't fold up big, but it's just enough to kind of wipe down what you touch. Okay? Go over your keyboard and everything. Okay? And just real quick, alcohol dries fast. So just kind of wipe it off. Turn it off. Close it. I probably should have turned it off, wipe, close, but whichever. Push that up to the side. And then take a squirt. 1 squirt of this and a napkin, and then you can wipe your area, okay? Ooh, somebody let that kind of got loose. There we go. All right. So push that